Hello, everybody, and welcome to the UKG Podcast. It's a Monday. United are third. Yes, United are third in the third month of 2026. It feels nice. It feels nice. Ooh, it does feel nice, especially considering how hopeless I was about United making top four. It is nice. It's a nice feeling. Welcome to the UKG platform. Today we are going to discuss about performance versus results or results versus performance. It's been the biggest debate, especially on X online. United fans asking, questioning, debating each other whether the results are the most important or performance is important. There are some fans that want to see a good performance with a result. There are fans who just want to see a result. Despite the performance, the most important thing is the 3 points, getting the 3 points. The others who are like, no, yeah, as much as we are getting the 3 points, we need to win matches. We need to see United winning matches with style. So, yeah, also get involved in the comment section below. I've posted a poll on our YouTube channel asking which one is more important, results, performances, or both, winning the right way. So head over to the YouTube channel at UKG, at United Qua Ground on YouTube. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and let's get this show started. So karibu sana, karibu. I'm happy to be here. It's a good Monday, feeling nice. Chelsea lost and United are looking like they are going to finish top four. Liverpool are pushing. Aston Villa dropped points. They are dropping points. United will meet them over the weekend after the Newcastle game on Wednesday. And it's looking good. It's looking really, really good. And I've just noticed a typo on the ticker. I've just noticed a typo on the ticker. What is that spelling about rumor? Oh, that's a very, very bad one. So as I'm sorting this out, one of the things we need to discuss about today is, of course, the recent performances. Carrick has been doing well. He's been winning. He has 6 wins, one draw in 7 matches. He has been unbeaten in both his interim spells, the first one and the current one. And a lot of guys are happy, including myself. I am happy United are winning. I am happy United are pushing for Champions League. I am happy that United are in the top three. But there has been a lot of discourse. There has been a lot of disagreements, arguments. It's more of Manchester divided rather than Manchester United when it comes to the fans. The fans are divided. Some of them are like, nah, as much as we are winning, we need to win with a good performance. Some fans are saying, I'm worried about the performance. Yeah, is it sustainable? Is it something that we can build upon come next season? Other fans are like, no, 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 no. Let's not think about performance right now. Let's think about the wins, the results. So that's what I want us to discuss today as guys are coming online, are joining the stream. Because it has been a very, very huge debate since yesterday's game, since last night. And the debate has been raging on all day long. Guys are asking which one is more important. And one thing that I've actually come to realize, or not to realize, to confirm, is that Manchester United, when it comes to the fans, it's Manchester divided. Fans are very, very divided when it comes to having a debate, having a chat. For example, um, results versus performance. Sorry, I'm distracted because I'm trying to fix something there. I don't know what happened to the. I think there was a typo in the word rumor there. Glad I spotted it early. Yeah. So back to the debate. So one of the things I want us to discuss today, this big one, results versus performances. Carrick has been winning. Carrick has been getting results, but the West Ham game, which was a draw, It's been good. United are climbing up the table. One of the things that we know United was struggling in is in those games like West Ham, like Everton, like Crystal Palace, and now United are winning. United are winning those matches. We know that United perform well when it comes to big games. United have been able to beat Tottenham after I think 7 tries or 5 tries. No, the Everton game was also a tough one, considering that they beat United with 10 men at Old Trafford, 1-0, going away to the Hill Dickinson Stadium and beating Everton 1-0. And Everton are on a high. Everton are winning matches now. They are in the top half of the table. You look at Tottenham, yes, they are struggling, but United were able to defeat them. It's been a while since United beat them, and Carrick is now having United at top 3. I was among the pessimistic ones who was saying I don't think United will make top 4, and it's still a possibility because United are 1 draw or 1 loss away from dropping down. Because looking at that top 4 race, it's still very, very tight. So United need to keep winning. They are here to play Liverpool, they are here to play Chelsea, they are here to play Aston Villa, all of which, all those teams are vying for top 4. So it's a must-win situation for United. Not only in those games, but as well as the other fixtures that are coming up. United are going to have a very, very tricky run of fixtures coming up. Newcastle on Wednesday, Aston Villa on Sunday, and then we have the likes of Leeds coming up, Chelsea coming up. So the debate is, today we are going to discuss about results versus performance. Which one do you think is more important? Let me throw in a third one there. Winning the right way, winning with style. That is both results and performance. As much as United are winning, they also need to put in a good performance. Because one of the things that a lot of fans are saying is we don't really care about the performance. We've had 15 months of trying to have good performances, but the results are very poor. We've had a lot of months, 1 year and a half, of trying to have good performances, but still not winning. So which one outweighs the other? Under Amorim, it was more about the performance and winning. Under Carrick, it's more about results. I mean, it's obvious. He's here to make sure United get UCL next season. There are benefits about UCL next season. Transfers will be easier. The money will be there. It will be easy to attract good players like Elliot Anderson with UCL, as well as, of course, general revenue. And it's boring. It's boring watching United play once a week. As a Manchester United content creator, it's gotten to a point where it's boring. It's like, what are you really going to discuss? Because the news is almost the same every other day. Like right now, the news is about the next manager. The only new thing about that is Klopp. United are rumored to be having chats with Klopp to see whether he can become the permanent head coach. News about midfielders is the same list of midfielders, only a few being added here and there. News about Bruno. It's really boring. As a content creator for Manchester United, you really have to dig. You really have to be very creative. Otherwise, you'll be discussing the same thing every other show, you know? For example, like yesterday we had the game, the Crystal Palace game. Once you do a review, then you'll start looking for content like 5 things we learned from that game, blah, 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 blah. This is how Carrick beat Crystal Palace, you know? You have to dig. But with a lot of games comes with a lot of news, and you can easily, you can easily generate content. So let me see whether we have some comments on here regarding our debate today. Which one is more important, results versus performance? Because it's a debate that has been raging on. It's a debate that has been going on over and over since last night, to a point where it's becoming toxic. Isaac, big up, Isaac. Good to see you. You're saying for now we need results because we need to save the season after the horrible last season. True. That's very, very true. That's true. That's true. The results right now matter more than the performances. Of course, in life, there are people who look forward. There are people who look at here and now. There are people who will look at here and now, be satisfied with it, but are worried about the future. There are guys who like preparing. It's like someone who, like, let's take two people who are preparing for a trip. There's someone who will prepare for the trip like 3 days, that's it. There's someone who will think about what if there is a delay in flights coming back. What if they won't be able to come back in those 3 days? So they pack extra clothes, you know. There are guys who know, for example, in the summer there is the sun, so I'll just have a light clothing because it will be warm weather or hot weather. And then there's someone who's like, let me just have a jumper or a hoodie or a raincoat just in case there is bad weather. So there are two mentalities there, and both of them are quite right. Both of them are quite right, because there are guys who are saying, let's not think about results, right? Let's not think about performances right now. Let's think about the performance next season. For now, let's just think about the results. As Isaac is saying, like, having a poor run of fixtures, having no UCL, having no FA, having no Carabao Cup, let's not worry about performances. We need to get that top four. We need to get that top three. And the others who are like, yeah, hold on. But looking at how this team is, are you not worried about next season? Because if you are honest, next season is also a huge season for United. Looking at this club, looking at the next managers that are being looked at, it's right to get worried, you know? Like, if a new manager comes in and this squad is being used to playing for the results, what happens when now the manager comes in, the new head coach comes in and says, yeah, we must win, but we must win the right way? Because what we've seen over the last couple of years, over the last couple of decades, whenever we have a manager who comes on to United or comes into the job and tries to have some sort of a performance based play, like they want to win the right way, they want to win with style, they want to have control of the game, they want to dominate possession, they want to create chances, they want to be defensively solid, everything. They want to have patterns, set pieces. They want to give the fans a good performance along with the results. United struggle. A good example is Eric Ten Hag. Eric Ten Hag came on, he tried the Ajax way, he tried his philosophy, he tried having possession of football, he tried having control of games. It wasn't working out. Eventually, he ended up now pushing for results. Yeah, he got 2 trophies out of it, which is a good thing. We can't say winning trophies because of result based kind of setup is wrong. No. But in the end, was it sustainable? I don't think so. You look at Ole, came on as an interim, same philosophy. Let's get the results. We'll worry about the performances come next year. Now came to a point where, as much as we want results, we also want to control the game. We also want to have a good performance. We don't want to win by scraping a 1-0 win or a 1 goal difference for win. Let's play with style. For example, Sir Alex Ferguson used to win with style. Some games he scrapes wins, scrapes draws. Some games, in fact, we most of the time we remember Sir Alex Ferguson because of Fergie time comebacks, because the performances were not good. But eventually, the results now are the most important thing. Let's get the result. So that's the worry about the guys who say they need performances. As much as they are getting results, they also need performances. Looking at United next season, they need to have a big summer. They need to have good targets signed early enough. And now with World Cup coming up, it's one of the hurdles in terms of getting managers in early, getting players in early, because most of the players, especially those that got the World Cup, they want the deal to be done either before the World Cup or after. Most of them prefer after, because who knows, they might have a good World Cup they attract more interests, they attract huge wages. So for me at the moment, results matter more. The next 2 months, the next 11 games, 11 remaining games, 10 remaining games, that is, results. Results is what we need. We are not at that stage where we start asking for performances as much as we need results. If we are honest, the performances have been declining since Carrick's first game. And it's notable. United are comfortable playing from the back, sitting back, waiting for opportunities to attack, they score. But now when they have control, like I said yesterday after that Crystal Palace game, you look at Palace, how they played with 11 men, with 10 men. Most of the spells they had control, like they could pass the ball around, they could switch play comfortably. United started having good performances after the red card, you know. So for me, the performances, yes, are important. I want United to win and win in the right way, in an exciting way, to make sure that, yes, as much as they are winning 1-0, 4-0, 5-0, 7-0, 4-3, 4-2, 3-2, they are playing exciting football. I wouldn't want United to be that club where we are just scraping for results. And I'm not talking about now, I'm talking about next season. We need to have exciting football. I wouldn't want to have boring football. Like yesterday, that Chelsea versus Arsenal game, most parts of it were boring. If I'm being honest, most parts of it were boring. Nowadays, the Premier League is becoming too much about set pieces. We need to have at least some flair, some entertainment. That's why we watch football. As much as we want results, we also watch football for the entertainment value. So, assuming United now become a team that sits deep, waits for the counter every time, would we really get that hype, that entertainment we yearn for when we are watching matches? Because I wouldn't want a United team that you are watching the game, you start getting bored, you drift off, start using your phone, or start having chats with your mates there because the game is boring. You know. Let's see some of the comments here. Big up for everyone who's joining. I'm seeing a lot of guys joining. Premium, big up, good to see you. You're saying for me, we can get the flair in the later stages or latter stages, after a few transfer window recruitments. Yeah, and that's part of what I was saying. The mentality behind the guys who are saying performances. There's some are in agreement. Like myself, I'm in agreement. Results are important, but also we are looking ahead. Like Premium has posted a very good comment there, a very good point. We can get the flair in the latter stages after a few transfer window recruitments. United need players. One of the things I've discovered, especially interacting with guys in the comment section whenever I post videos, is they are thinking about the starting 11 only. It's a question of who starts ahead of who. They don't really think about a squad. United have been so bad for so long in terms of recruitment, such that we only focus on the starting 11 because we want results now. United have not been winning matches to a point where just pick the next player, let him start in the 11. When you are going to buy players, or when United are going to buy players, it's a debate of who stays on the bench. I'll give an example. Last night I posted my opinion on Kobe. Him being a number 10, he would become a good number 10. Looking at his attributes, looking at his ball carries, looking at his progressive passes, although this season they haven't been too much or too many, he can be a good number 10. So now when you say that he can be a good number 10, immediately most of the fans switch to now. Like, are you saying we bench Bruno for Kobe? No, I'm not saying that. Bruno won't be playing for United for long. He's 30, 31, 32. So we are looking at a situation where you need to start asking yourself, who replaces Bruno? Sometimes you have to start from within. Who can play that position right now? For example, if Bruno gets injured right now, it's who? The fit players. It's Cunha, Mount. No, Mount is not fit. It's Cunha, probably Mbumo, probably Ahmad, and Kobe. They can play in that 10 position, you know. So United fans mostly are immune. Are immune to having other discussions other than the here and now. They don't want to think about a good squad. No. For example, if United sign two good midfielders, let's say they go for Tonali and Elliot Anderson, where would someone like Kobe play? They will still play because United will be in the Champions League, United will be in the FA Cup, United will be in the Carabao Cup. It's good to have squad options. And from there, you can have performances. One of the reasons why you find that some players are performing well is because there is competition for places. For example, defenders are having good performances because they know if I don't perform, there are two or three guys waiting to take my position. You look at that right wing, Mbumo, Ama, they have to perform because they are vying for that position, both of them. Sheshko had to perform because he saw Mbumo is starting ahead of him. So he had to make sure by the time he's getting, or whenever he's getting that chance to play, he has to score. He has to provide an assist. He has to do something to prove to the coach that I deserve to play. I deserve to start. So United fans, we need to understand that whenever we are discussing about transfer targets, there will be casualties. And of course, United right now are not in a position to go for players that will sit on the bench as much. They need to go for ready-made players. They need to go for players who will actually come to the club and perform straight away. So that means there will be some casualties. For example, if you sign midfielders that are better than Kobe Mainu, he will have to sit on the bench in some of the games. If you sign a winger better than Mbumo, better than Ahmad, they'll have to fight for that position. They'll sit on the bench some of the games. If you sign a striker who's better than Sheshko, Sheshko will have to fight from the bench. So we need to have those good squad options. And as Premium is saying in the comments, the performances, the flair will come from having good squad options. Yeah, you know. For now, we need wins. That is Premium adding. Beautifully or ugly, we need results. Yeah, for now, for this season, United need to keep winning games. Let me see some other comments. Sorry, I'm catching a cold, so sorry, guys. I'm it's like I'm catching a cold. So meditations, big up. You're saying I take cheap. I will take cheap deals. Buy back for Ghana, Casado, Rashford. Swap them for 3 good signings. Ooh, Ghana. Will Ghana really start for United? If you are honest, would Ghana still? You know, as I mentioned, United right now need players who come to the club and play. So United next season will be in the Champions League. So given the option of signing a player like Ghana or spending big on players like Tonali and Elliot Anderson, which one will you go for? I understand the option about cheap deals, squad options. For example, Ghana can be a good squad option. But for me right now, the first priority for United is getting first team players, even if they are cheap buys. There are midfielders in La Liga, in Bundesliga, in Italy, who are cheap buys, and they can immediately come to the club and be starting 11s or be good squad options for competitions like UCL. They can be good options whenever a player is injured, you know. But I get your point in terms of swapping players like Rashford for good signings. Yeah, that's also good. For example, if Barcelona are having issues with finances, why not give us one of their good players? Why not give us one of their good players? Barcelona have good players. They are technical players. They are players who can play in multiple positions. They can play in multiple formations. Those are the sort of players United need. United also need specialist players. Yeah, I agree with you. United need cheap buys. But where I would add a bit there is, as much as United need cheap buys, they also need to prioritize first team signings because, of course, we know Casemiro is leaving. Ugarte most definitely is leaving. Someone like Joshua Zirkzee might leave. Who else? Maguire is leaving. I'm trying to think of Mount might be sold because of his injury record. Dalot, who knows? United might decide to cash in on Dalot because teams like Real Madrid want him. So you look at those positions. Will you be comfortable going for a cheap buy that when you place him in a Champions League fixture, he struggles? That's the question. Premium, you're responding basically to meditation. You're saying you don't know why United don't make swap deals. Mark Casado will definitely do for us. Yeah, that's a good swap deal. Go for him. Go for him. He's a good player. He's a technical player. One thing I love about Bundesliga players and Spanish players is that they are very, very technical players. They have very good ball handling skills, good under pressure in terms of managing pressure on the ball. Positioning is good. If you compare a Spanish player and an English player, very few English players actually perform like Spanish players. Very, very few. I'm sure in La Liga you will find a lot of Declan Rice kind of players in that league, even Bundesliga. You know, not necessarily guys who are Spanish or guys who are German, but you look at the sort of development, the sort of coaching that happens in those leagues. When you pick a player in the Premier League like Declan Rice, you will find a lot of players, even in small clubs, playing like Declan Rice. Or if you want a player like who, Phil Foden, there are very many kind of profiles that play that. Premier League, yes, from time to time they produce good players. They do. But you look at the top performance, the guys who actually perform well in the Premier League, they are foreign-based players. They are players who've been coached in other countries. You look at Bruno, he wasn't coached from a United academy or from an English academy, no. You look at Haaland, no. You look at all those best players. You look at Salah, you look at all those good players, Van Dijk, even the United legends, other than, of course, the few here and there like Rooney, like Carrick, like Scholes. But you look at most of the top players in the EPL over the years, most of them have come from foreign clubs because their coaching is better. Like the Spanish coaching, the German coaching, also the Dutch coaching is good. They really insist on technical ability from all players. You look at a team like Barcelona, they have a lot of good ball carriers, whether it's a winger, whether it's a center back, whether it's a fullback. They have good ball carriers. You remember someone like Gerard Piqué. But now when you sign players from those leagues, they immediately need to come and get that physicality, that athleticism that's needed in the Premier League. So United last season wanted players that are used to the EPL, basically EPL proven players like Cunha Mbumo, because it's easy to slot in and start playing. Now, when you get players like Casado, he needs to have a very, very specialized training regime for him to come in and start performing, because the EPL is very fast, the EPL is very physical. You look at the spaces that EPL players give to each other is quite small compared to other leagues. I do watch Bundesliga. I do watch the French league. That is Liga. I do watch La Liga, and you find that players are getting a lot of space. For example, the Premier League, they won't even give you space to cross the ball. They won't give you space to take a shot. You look at those leagues, most of the time the players have space. That's why you find like this season and last season, basically the last 3, 4 seasons, English clubs have been having a good time at Champions League because most of those foreign clubs, they're used to getting a lot of space. They're used to getting a lot of space to navigate the ball, to pass around. The pressing is not quite aggressive as the Premier League. So when you get someone like Casado, he needs to bulk up. He needs to be physical. He needs to be ready for that speed. You look at Anthony. Anthony is one good example. Why is my screen flickering? What's happening? It keeps flickering. I don't have any other apps on. Yeah. Anyway, back to the point about Anthony. Anthony, you look at him in the Dutch league. You look at him now in the Spanish league. He's scoring amazing goals. He's having good performances. But in the Premier League, he couldn't do that. He was just doing step overs. He's brushed off the ball. The ball is recovered. Yeah. You look at Ahmad. Ahmad actually is very good in terms of physicality. He has a low center of gravity, so he can be able to, bully other people and keep the ball. Anthony couldn't do that. We've had players from other foreign clubs coming in. They are unable to handle the physicality, not only at United, but also other clubs. So they really have to be good. They really have to be good when they come to United in terms of having that training, being ready for the EPL, you know. Let's see any other comment. Soft Heart Society, big up. You're saying we need to follow Vivel's direction in regards to transfers. Wilcox is clueless. I'm trying to think about Wilcox because Wilcox has also been a major headache or pain when it comes to United and transfers. You look at Wilcox, he preferred Delap over the likes of Sheshko and Mbumo. Mbumo was United's third choice. United's first choice was Delap, second choice was Semenyo, then Mbumo was third choice. You look at Sheshko, he was like fifth choice, you know. So you look at players like Delap, you look at how he's performing at Chelsea. Will he come to United and actually play better? Who knows? He might. Probably that's how Wilcox sees it. He sees him as a physical player, a fast player, a young profile, 23, 24. Probably he can come on and a cheap buy and an expensive sell. So Wilcox, there are some things that I've seen, I've read, I've heard that you don't really know where to place him. You don't really know where to place him when it comes to transfers and those football decisions. Vivel is actually good. One thing I agree is Christopher Vivel is actually very good. You look at the players he's scouted, the players he's signing, they are really good. You look at Sekou Kone, Aiden Heaven, Chido. You look at, for example, Dogu. You look at Sheshko. Those are young buys, cheap buys, and their value is up. For example, if Dogu was fit and was continuing to play in the manner he was playing in those two games, the City game, the Arsenal game, Dogu right now, his value will have been like 80 million, 90 million. You look at players like Aiden Heaven, bought for 1.5 million. Right now, if United were to sell him, they will sell him for at least 40, 35, 30. So Christopher Vale is good. You look at him pushing for some elements, no regrets. No regrets. When you read the reports like Wilcox is having arguments with the scouting department, the recruiting department, that's not a good read for a DOF. My understanding of a DOF, however much my ball knowledge is not it's not at the best. I'm not a DOF. I have basic football knowledge. This is what I would say. My understanding of a DOF is he delegates those duties to the specialists. He tells them, you guys are the best scouts we have. The data department, we trust you. The manager is here. It's a board meeting. Let's discuss which players do you think we should go for. Of course, those guys do their homework. They'll tell you, like, this player, we can buy him for 15 million. Within 1 or 2 years, he'll be good. Or this player, we need him right now. Let's spend 100 million. This other player, we can get him. He's not really a starting option, but he's a good squad option in case we need to rest guys or we need to we need to cover for injuries, So the DOF is there to facilitate. He says, yeah, I see the vision. The manager, are you okay? Yeah, let's go for him. But now when you hear a DOF saying, ooh, yeah, I know the list of players you have, but I really, really like this player. I've worked with this player before. Let's go for him. No. Don't go with the options you want. I've worked with this player before at Man City's academy. I know he's really good. Let's go for him. No, I don't think that's what a DOF should do with the basic knowledge I have of football. No, I don't think so. So, soft arts, I agree with you. We need to follow Vivel's direction. And Anderson, Tonali, Stiller, those are good options. And the reports that are coming out that Tonali is pushing for a move away from Newcastle. United need to have the cash ready. If Tonali is 100 million, don't think twice. Go for him. If Elliot Anderson is there for 100, don't think twice. Go for him. Stiller, it's still a debate because there were reports that he's wanted by Real Madrid. He wants to go there. Of course, we know Real Madrid will want to offload some of their players like Camavinga because of injuries, inconsistency. So he might decide, let me wait and see which club is serious if Real Madrid are not coming. He might decide, let me wait for Real Madrid. Nicholas, big up, you're saying it's like you have an agenda against Kobe Mainu. You talk like Amorim. No, I don't have an agenda. I don't. And this is exactly what I was saying. Man divided. Manchester divided, badala ya Manchester United. I don't have an agenda against Kobe. I'm just giving an example of why we always think about starting 11. And it's a good example because clearly you've commented about it. We don't think about squad options. For example, I asked, what happens if Bruno gets injured? Who plays there? United right now are starting to get injuries. So who plays in that position? Shaw is injured. At least Mazraoui can play there. It's not his natural position, but he can play there. So what happens when Dalot gets injured? Or Mazraoui gets injured? You start debating who can play in that position. You start looking. Academy, first team players, anyone? Now you start remembering, we have Diego Leon. We bought him as a left back. Can he play left back? And then Mazraoui goes back to right back because Dalot is injured. That's the sort of situation United are in right now. Most of the fans are not thinking about having a good squad. They are thinking about such kind of comments, agenda against someone. No. And the point I was putting across is, if United sign good players, there will be some casualties. For example, if you sign 2 midfielders for 100 million, you spend 200 million on midfielders, do you really think even the fans, ourselves as fans, would be comfortable seeing 100 million worth of a midfielder sitting on the bench? There are competitions to be played. Kobe will play in some of them, if not all. It's not an agenda against Kobe. It's just an example that I use to show how divided United fans are and how they think they are thinking about now. They are thinking about now. It's not an agenda against Kobe. We love Kobe. We need more from him. From him, same thing. Yeah, same thing. Same thing. And one thing I failed to mention is there is this tendency from some United fans when you point out something, when you criticize a player, let's say like Kobe, they start saying you're an Amorim sympathizer. A very weak argument. There are guys who supported Amorim, like myself, will point out mistakes. There are guys who didn't like Amorim. They are pointing out mistakes from players like Kobe. It's not an agenda. It's just pointing out a mistake. I don't know how comes it's related to Amorim. It's like when you're trying to put forward an argument. Like I've seen some fans say that the results are good. The way we started the debate, they are saying the results are good, but they are worried about performances moving forward. Some of the first responses are, "Oh, you are an Amorim supporter. Oh, you are an Amorim sympathizer," but they are making a valid point. So right now, every argument from most or some of the United fans is they are just dismissing a point with you supported Amorim. They can't even sit down and have a discussion about it. They just rubbish it because probably someone was supporting Amorim. No, can you have a debate with them without bringing in a third topic that is unrelated? For example, in one of the comments on X, I said that every person who supported Amorim, when they point out that Kobe did not have a good game versus Crystal Palace, the first thing they get is you have no say because you supported Amorim. We love Kobe. I love Kobe. If he makes mistakes, we'll point it out. Ahmad as well. If he makes mistake, we'll point it out. Sheshko, we'll point it out. Heaven. Yoro did not have a good game. He struggled. So if I say Yoro struggled, how come I'm not an Amorim supporter when I mention another player? For example, Dalot did not have a good game. If we are honest, Dalot did not have a good game. He wasted a lot of passes. He was giving away the ball. So if someone comes out and says Dalot did not have a good game, and if United sign another right back, Dalot should be on the bench, why are we not saying the person saying that is an Amorim supporter? Hello, Wayne. Hello to you too. Abdirizak, salute to you as well. Salute, brother. Big up, big up. Yeah. So back to the discussion. I was saying that the United fans are very, very divided at the moment. I don't know at what point the fans got this divided. It's like I keep saying, it's like either you're on this extreme or this extreme. Guys can't come together as fans and actually ask good questions, debate, discuss in a good way. Like both of us are United fans, but you have a point, I have a point. Can we discuss and see whether we can agree or agree to disagree? It's extremes. The debate that has been going on online is if someone says the performance is not good, United need to improve on performances. It's like, no, you supported Amorim. We are not caring about performance. As long as you supported the previous manager, you have no say. That's it. And then you get a lot of abuse. Online is one of the places where guys express their insecurities as well as their stresses there. You'll find someone will come there and abuse you for no reason, just for making a point. It's the only outlet they have to blow off steam, So you have those keyboard warriors who will come there. The first thing wanakwambia wewe ni fala. Uko na ujinga. You know? Instead of actually like asking more, you know, sometimes you ask what we call follow-up questions. You want to find out, okay, this guy, he might have a point. So let me try to find out what he's trying to say. And I've given two perspectives. Myself, I'm big on winning well. I'm big on winning and having entertaining football, both of them. There's no point of me staying in there for 90 minutes and not getting entertainment value for watching football. For example, watching the entire game and then winning the game with 2 corners that are on goals. And then the rest of the game, it was just passing around, putting in crosses, headers, that's it. Or just kicking the ball forward, nothing. At least let's have some dribbles. Nowadays, players are robots. I miss the Eden Hazard kind of players. Players that could make you like put your hands on your head and say, "Ooh, huyu alichengwa." The entertainment value of football, that's what I'm looking for as much as the results. Yes, the 3 points are important. But I want, when I'm watching United win, I want them to win in an entertaining way, especially at Old Trafford. For example, like the Lyon game. The Lyon game was good. The Lyon game was good because both teams had good performances. Both teams were scoring. In the end, United won. And we are still talking about that Lyon game till today. You look at the Everton game, you compare the Everton game and the Arsenal game, which game gave you more entertainment value? It was the Arsenal game. So as of now, the results are very important because United need to get the UCL. But moving forward, starting next season or in two seasons, at least let's see United play some entertaining football as much as they are winning. As much as they are winning. So it's extremes. So you find fans are not giving you space or any other person space to like interrogate the point, to debate the point. Similar case as you've seen. You give an example of a player, they dismiss you for one reason or another. No one actually sits down and even understands context. I was having a discussion, was it last week or 2 weeks ago, with a colleague? And I found the discussion very interesting. We were talking about technology and its daily use, and how nowadays the attention span is becoming shorter and shorter and shorter. A few years ago, you would sit down, watch an entire 15-minute video. It came to a point you couldn't watch the entire 15-minute video, you have to skip, or you have to play it in times 2 speed or times 3 speed. Then now comes COVID. TikTok becomes a thing, starts with 30-second videos. You keep scrolling, watching. So as that happens, I realized as we were discussing, I actually asked him, have you realized that subtitles and explainers in short videos have become the norm, the trend? It's like you're watching a 30-second video or a 1-minute video, and there's someone narrating the story behind the scenes. The voiceover is a narration. It might be a movie clip. It might be a clip from a series, but there's someone explaining. So in the end, you find that from time or with time, a lot of people are starting to lose context. So it's like you have to spell out the context before you actually do the video, or the first part of the video is explaining the context, then you continue with it. Few people are understanding context. Even guys, when they are reading, let's say, a post on social media, it's like you have to give context first and then make your point. Otherwise, if you make your point and not give context, everyone will understand whatever they want to understand. And it's the same thing with results versus performance. Like someone will say, United are winning, Carrick is winning, but the performances need to improve. And probably that's the end of the post. You look at the comment section, it's like everyone, groups of people understanding context in a different way. So the attention span is smaller, and nowadays it's like you have to spell out context. You have to spell out context for most guys to understand the point you're putting across. So it's a tough balance. I'm sure even you guys as well, you've noticed that it's when you're having a discussion with someone, you look at their face, it's like, what are you trying to say? Like you have now to go back, start explaining, then move forward. So at least understand the context before you complain, you know? One thing I've noticed with my short videos is I usually take a clip. For example, remember yesterday I said I will take the clip of Kobe Minu and post it and just look at the comments. And the same thing I said will happen happened. So I've noticed the short clips I do, probably I'll have to improve on giving the context first, let's say the first 10 seconds, and then the rest of the 20 seconds or 50 seconds is now the point. Because a lot of guys don't understand context. And it's more to do with how we are operating nowadays. It's short attention span, short videos with subtitles, with an explainer, with graphics. So all those combined, it's like now they give you context of the whole thing. They give you context of the whole thing. And you look at a few years back, someone will give you a sentence and you will understand. The other day, we were having the chat we were having with a colleague. I asked him, you remember poems or poems, however you mentioned it. It depends in which school you went to, whether you went to an international school or just a public school or a private school. Try to give someone a poem to read and ask them, what is this poem about or poem about? You'll be shocked. You'll be shocked. I mean, nowadays, I'm like, I have a very young cousin of mine who we text with. They text me with emojis. Like I have to go to the dictionary and understand the emojis they are saying. So anyway, we've digressed a lot. Back to the discussion as we end the show. I think we'll just go to the just chatting section now. So for me, at this point in time, performance don't really matter. The 3 points matter. I keep referring to the point that every game for United right now is a cup final. Every game is a cup final. So we can't afford to risk results because United want to play the right way at this point in time. No. And I've mentioned as we were starting the live, there is also a trend that whenever a permanent manager tries to set up a certain philosophy, tries to set up a certain way of playing, United struggle. They are more comfortable with playing for results, like without thinking about patterns, tactics a lot. They are more in tuned to let's do whatever it takes to win, which is not really sustainable. It happened with Ole, it happened with Ten Hag. He started implementing his philosophy, it didn't work. He went back to let's do whatever it takes to win. Of course, he won 2 trophies, but later it did not work out. You look at Amorim, he even said it. I can change to get results, but we will suffer later. Or we can suffer now and get results later. So it's a tricky balance, and I'm very, very, very fearful for next season. Soft hearts, you're saying some fans are delusional and some are realistic. Critiquing a player does not mean you hate them. See, wisdom there. Wisdom. Logic. Soft hearts, I'm telling you, a lot of United fans don't think the way you think. They can't try to understand what is this guy trying to say? What is this person trying to say? I'll give you an example. Mark Goldbridge, the United stand guy, he said that the Cunha foul was not a penalty. If it were him, he would have given a yellow to Cunha. And a lot of guys are on his case now saying, oh, you are not a United fan. Oh, you didn't want, you don't want Carrick to succeed, such kind of things. But when you look at it, rival fans are asking the same question. Like, Cunha made a few steps, made sure he's in the box, then he fell down. So let's understand his point of view. But as you said, soft hearts. Some fans are delusional, other fans are realistic. Most of the time, not if not all. I'm trying to be realistic. I'm called negative, but I'm trying to be realistic. Case in point, if United sign good players, some of the players will have to stick on the bench. They'll have to start from the bench. For example, Sheshko is expensive. He is good, but he started off the bench. Now, the last game he started doesn't mean he's a bad player. Kobe starting from the bench doesn't mean he's a bad player. No. You look at other teams, look at City, look at Liverpool, look at Arsenal. They have good players from the bench. For example, Martinelli yesterday came on as a sub and immediately had an impact. Pedro Neto got a red card. You know, you look at United of the old, United had good squad options. If the debate that is there right now was there back then, I don't know how United would have been. For example, Chicharito was scoring as a super sub. We weren't really debating whether he should be starting games. But you look at United right now, a lot of the players are not good. It's like putting forward a point that Ugarte should start ahead of Kobe. It's nonsensical. It doesn't make sense. But now what you are saying is, if you bring in Tonali and Elliot Anderson, what happens to Kobe? Then it means someone in that pitch that you love will have to stick on the bench, or Kobe himself sits on the bench. It's not an agenda. It's realism. It's realism. So 2 minutes to go. Any other comment or question before we end the live? For me, as I said, right now results matter more. Right now results matter more. There are guys who are forward thinking. I'm also forward thinking. Like, I'm worried. I keep saying I'm worried about next season because United need to have a very, very good transfer window. United need to have a good window, especially with UCL coming. And those reports we are seeing that United will only have 250 million pounds to spend. That's not good money for to get a squad that will play in the Champions League. It's not good enough. And then we have to think about rotations. We have to think about injuries. We have to think about suspensions. Like I've said, what if Bruno gets injured? He's been our biggest creator. Do we have a player who can actually come in and do a good job? What happens now? We have two fullbacks that are injured. What happens if Dalot gets injured or Mazraoui gets suspended for 3 games? It now becomes a debate. You look at centre backs, United are covered because we have good options. So can United get similar options for midfielders, similar options for wingers, fullbacks, strikers? You look at that squad, and the same thing we've been saying with KC all season. That squad right now, if we are honest, it's punching above their weight. You compare to the squads around United that are vying for top 4, United are performing very, very well. Now, and I don't know what Carrick has done with his coaching team and his medical staff because injuries are becoming too many. with one game a week, those injuries are starting to become too many, and it's a worry. We need those players back, especially this month. We need those players back because now Shaw, we don't know how long Shaw will be out. Dogu is still out for a couple of weeks. Mount, as usual, he's always injured. So my worry is, what happens if someone like Casemiro gets injured? What happens? You now start looking at Ugarte, who we don't want to play. What happens if Kobe gets injured? What happens if Bruno gets injured? What happens if Dalot gets injured? Laments as well. Imagine Laments getting an injury, a long-term injury. So it's it's tricky. It's very, very tricky. Software, as we close, you're saying, if we were to sign one, who would you want at right back? I would want Munoz. Munoz is a good option there. Livramento is also good. Although is Livramento, I think, is a left back. Why am I forgetting the name? This Inter Milan right back. What's his name? I'm zoning out again. What's the Inter Milan right back name? Let me check the name. Sorry, guys. I have this weakness of forgetting names. He's also a good squad option. He has experience. He has UCL. Yeah, Dumfries. Denzel Dumfries. I would also go for him because he can play right wing. He can play right back. He can play right wing back. I would go for Dumfries. Munoz is also good because he has EPL experience. But Dumfries, I will go for him, especially considering United might be. It's a huge possibility that United might be in the UCL next season. So thanks for being live. Thanks for the discussion. I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow, hopefully, we'll have more news to discuss. But guys, this is what I will say. United fans need to be united. It needs to stop being Manchester divided. It needs to be Manchester United. It's okay to disagree with me, with other fans. It's okay. But the world has become so toxic such that if you disagree with someone, it's like you're expressing your insecurities, you're expressing your trauma, you're projecting your evil self on people. There are guys who are very toxic. They'll abuse you. I've had guys who have abused even my family, my mom online because of United for making a point, which I don't understand why. So as fans, we will argue. As fans, we will debate. As fans, we will not agree on every point. But the United fan base is very divided at the moment. It's like if you're not with us, then you shouldn't even support the club. At the end of the day, someone will make a point. However stupid it may be, they have a point. I can't change the world. I can't change who you are. I can't change your character. But it's important to understand Manchester United is the one that brings us all together. It's the club that has brought us together. We can't be fans of a club and you are fighting each other because someone is making a point you don't agree with. There are guys I don't agree with at all. Completely at all. I try to be as respectful, however much abusive they are. I try to be respectful. Sometimes I throw them some, let me say, wise words to like ask them, are you sure that you are addressing this in the right way? And there are those that I appreciate. I'll tell them like, at least they are kind people, good people in this world. Of course, I don't expect everyone to be good. I don't expect everyone to be kind. I don't expect everyone to be realistic. But as a Manchester United fan, looking at how things have been going, no, this club is too divided. This club is too divided. Kevo, hello there. Hello to you too. Good to see you. Oh, we had a gifter. How did I miss this? Olami, thanks for the roses, man. Thanks. I appreciate you. Tip of the heart. Thanks for the roses. I don't know how I missed that. I'm really sorry. I almost ended the live without mentioning that. So thanks, guys. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for the follows. Make sure you also share the stream. It will be there on YouTube. And at the end of the day, at this point in time, United need results. Let's also stay Manchester United, not Manchester divided. Until tomorrow, guys. Cheers and bye bye.